In this video, I will draw 4 different wing designs for the flying robot in Retro Roboland.
Join me as I draw, model, animate and film fantasy robots fighting in a machine-only world. It's crossover steampunk mecha. It's the behind the scenes before there's even a film. It's Retro Roboland.
In the first video in this series, I drew the concept drawing for the flying robot using the fuselage of the Fokker E11, and it has flapping wings. So today I will design the wing designs based on the wings of a bird, that of a bat, and also the gliders of German Otto Lilienthal. Check the description, there are loads of links about him and what he did. Let me start off today by drawing up a grid using a ruler and HB pencil to draw the 4 templates for my wings, including the height of the fuselage and the midpoint where the wing pivots. And this will allow me to have a consistent 1:1 scale as I quickly draw out a top plan view of the fuselage. Now it occurs to me as I look at this now that I did not frame up the camera terribly well. I either should have framed all 4 on screen or a tighter angle to get each of the 4 views framed and then move the camera. But trust me when I say that off the screen bottom 2 views also have the rear tail assembly. Almost done. After that I will use a rollerball pen and ink that up so that we can see that I have just like that. Okay, so as I ink these up, let me give some YouTube channel shout outs, not drawing or modeling this week, but about technology. I will start by talking about real engineering that features the gliders of Otto Lilienthal, pretty cool, but also others about the Blackbird spy plane and other flying technology and the materials and design aesthetics behind it. I'll also give a shout out to Mustard, which gives the history and design stories of some really interesting and unusual flying machines and features really cool 3D imagery. Links to both YouTubers in the description. Okay, so the first inspiration I will turn to is the Seagull, which in the bird world is like a workhorse. They fly over the ocean for hours at a time, unable to land on a tree if they get tired, but they're quite small, so they cannot glide like, say, an albatross, which has a long wingspan for. So I've marked out the design with a pencil and marked in the ribs. I'll be clean shapes, no feathers obviously. Last step is the black ink. The red line is where the wing rotates through the horizontal axis, and at the intersection with the fuselage it rotates through 360 degrees vertically. Now design 1 finished. Let's start design 2, which I am basing on a bat. Obviously with no feathers, it's closer to the idea of a 19th century glider, or indeed a Retro Roboland attack robot. Right now the bat is not very popular because they hosted the recent and devastating virus, I think you know, all the havoc that was wrought. But I think the silhouette of the bat is really interesting. It sweeps forward when you look at it, is quite thin, and they are mad creatures. They have hairless, they fly, they have fangs, but they eat fruit, and they make a cool sound. When I first moved to Australia, I used to love Twilight. When the birds went off somewhere, you could hear thousands of bats, calling, shrieking, whatever the sound is. Okay, so here is Otto Lilienthal standing on a cliff in one of his gliders. So in the late 19th century he studied birds in flight and designed a series of gliders that he himself piloted by jumping off small hills, and yes, gliding for downhill for 250 meters, and became famous. He took out patents for fixed wing and flapping wing aircraft that were not built when he died in a crash in one of his gliders in 1896. So I have penciled in the struts. Otto used wooden struts, stretched canvas and taut rope to create his designs. The red is the horizontal rotation, and of course the last thing I do, which yes I find deeply satisfying, is that I ink in the final design pattern. And the third design is complete. Magnifique. Alright, so that is a design based on Otto Lilienthal. I will now make a second design based on some of his other work. This design is less based on a bird, more designed around incremental improvements after early flights, and much closer to the wing of early aircraft, including the Wright brothers Flyer, the first ever powered flight machine. So of the 4 designs, this has straight wings at 90 degrees to the fuselage, and the horizontal rotation points are perpendicular to the fuselage. Just finish inking that up. all the struts, and that is that. All 4 designs complete. One based on a seagull's wings, one a bat, and 2 based on designs by gliding pioneer and legend Otto Lilienthal. In the next video we will try to model these 4 wing designs and choose the best one. Thanks for watching. Click here and subscribe over there. You can start the playlist from the beginning. It's going to get longer and longer. Over there, that one has the YouTube algorithm recommendation. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.